gotta do is win. So if they sleep on you, tuck them in. Meet me at the top, if you fall, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making, thank you, sing. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like medicine. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening.
Week 2 of Season 2 starts in the nation's capital. Welcome to NSL Soccer, presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Ottawa Rapid FC hosts the Calgary Wild today at TD Place. Both teams coming off losses in Week 1. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside former Canadian Youth International Jessica Lisi. And Jess, Ottawa fell 3-1 to the Halifax Tides to start the season.
It was a frustrating match for them, Daniela. They didn't look like themselves. We're used to seeing a very confident team in possession that looks to keep the ball in the opposition's half, and they thrive at that. But out of possession, they've always been very comfortable through their organization and role clarity, and that's something that lacked last matchup. They were searching for their footing all match long, in my opinion. Not the cleanest match for them, and they're capable of much more, and this is an example of what they're capable of. Great vision from Harris, plays this ball over the top. Golan, nicely timed run, and is able to find the back of the net. So this is a team that's capable of a lot more, both offensively and defensively, so I'm hoping to see that from them today.
Second career goal for Golan, and she got it off the bench. Of course, this will be a key focus for Ottawa. What is missing in the midfield?
Well, it's a big void to fill, right? You have Ellen Gibson and Desi Scott, two players who are very defensive-minded, more of that true six mentality, and they've shifted to some younger players, very dynamic, more offensive-minded. So there's absolutely always going to be some growing pains, and this woman right here, Kira Mellenhorst, is going to be a part of that midfield. She's a bright player. She's somebody that has U20 international experience, but she's exciting. She's attack-minded. She has good vision. She's technical, and she also has a fantastic work rate. So I'm hoping that we see that come alive today, because we didn't get to see too much of it last week.
And a big day for her, turning 23 years old. It's her birthday. Meanwhile, for Calgary, they're still looking for that first Wild goal of the season, losing 2-0 to Montreal last week.
Look, one of their main issues last season, Daniela, was the fact that they couldn't find the back of the net and their creation was lacking. And that was not the case in that first match. We definitely saw some bright moments from them. They came out on the front foot. They created a lot, but they still need to clean up that final product. They were struggling to find the back of the net, obviously falling 2-0. So definitely need to figure out a way to find the back of the net, and that's something that Coach McSherry mentioned they've been working on.
Well, here's who did contribute last season. Maggie Doherty Howard, 6 goals, 3 assists. Kylie Johnson, who is not in the lineup today, 4 goals and an assist. How about Jorian Bauckham? She's actually got an assist as well in this very matchup with Ottawa.
They've dealt with a lot of trials and tribulations last season, and we're seeing it kind of carry into this season. Some of their firepower up top not being available to play, but Jorian Bauckham is absolutely a player that can help ignite this attack for the Wild. She's very good back to goal. She has a big physical presence, her ability to turn and go at people, but she also has the IQ to get in behind and find those seams. So can she bring it alive today, and can she give this Ottawa Rapid team a hard time?
And she was a mid-season addition as well, so finally getting a chance to start off on the right foot. Well, fans are ready to welcome back the Rapid. Their team went all the way to the semifinals of the inaugural playoffs. Here's today's starting 11 for this home opener and also Pride match. Really just one change. Florence Belzile is getting the start. Johanna Friedland is still available, but on the bench, Melissa Dagenet as well as your keeper. And Liv Scott, she was co-captain last season. She's now taking on that role fully. She joined us before today's match. Liv, congratulations on the captaincy. What does it mean today to be back in front of your home crowd for season 2?
It's awesome. We love being home. Home opener is even more exciting, so we're just really excited and confident to get playing today.
Well, you are leading a team with a blend of returners and new players. So what are some of the ways you are looking to help build that cohesion on the field?
Yeah, just making sure everyone's confident in themselves and confident in each other. So picking each other up when we do bad things, picking each other up when we do good things, and spreading that across the field.
Well, thank you so much, Liv. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Now for Calgary's first starting 11 on the road this season. Again, only one change from what we saw week 1, and that is that both Stewart twins are getting the start. 30, Tegan Stewart, number 19, Keelan Stewart in net. You see Molly Race, and as well, Michaela Moore is back today. We had a chance to speak with her earlier about this second NSL season. Michaela, you're available off the bench today. You play such a massive role, your coach saying whether you're on the field or not. So what does it mean for you to help lead this Calgary team in this new season?
Yeah, it's massive. I think obviously the first season underway, lots of trials and tribulations, but we're here for year 2, and I'm proud to be a part of this group, and any role that I can play on and off the pitch I try to own. So yeah, I'm happy to be back in the mix of things.
Well, Coach McSherry also says that your mantra this year is relentless. That's the mentality she wants. So can you expand on that and how you plan on embracing being relentless?
Yeah, I think with this group, we're pretty hungry this year, and we've faced a lot of adversity already. So it's just about how we show up every day, and today's no different, if not even more so. So that winning mentality we're hoping to bring today.
Well, thank you so much. All the best today.
Thank you very much.
And there is interim head coach Sinead McSherry. She also talked about flipping the table this season for Calgary. They don't want to be, pardon the pun, the wild card. They want to be the team that other teams don't want to play, and really changing the narrative. Of course, that will start here, building on in the early season. Katrina Peterson has the success to show for it. She also has a number of returners, but she also knows that less experienced midfield, Jess, is going to be something she has to keep an eye on.
Yeah, but she's excited for the change. She said, you know, these are players that are young. Maybe they have less experience, but they also have, they're very offensive minded, and they're going to contribute to the team differently. And that dynamism in the midfield is something she's excited to see come alive. And she, you know, she admitted that wasn't the best performance for them in that first game, but she knows what they're capable of.
And we are underway in Ottawa. First game at TD Place. Think about the history that was made here last season, and Desi Scott with a big goal. I think it caught everybody by surprise, just a player who was not known. She's not known as a goal scorer because she's the destroyer, the defender, and coming through big for her club. Right now, Calgary, they are wearing their blue and pink kit, and they are under siege. DB Pridham put away by Melanie Forbes. Oh my, what a start for the home team.
Talk about starting off on the front foot. That's exactly the start that Ottawa needed, and that is what they wanted. That is the Ottawa Rapid that we know them to be. Front-footed, relentless, numbers around the ball, everybody turned on and knowing what it is they have to do. I also always love these. I love
That's what it's about, the celebrations.
Exactly, the celebrations are the best. Melanie Forbes stepping up, recognizing what needed to come from that. But overall, just a fantastic goal from them. The build-up from the back all the way through. DB Pridham cutting that ball back, and Forbes is ready.
And that's the thing with DB Pridham. As much as she can score goals, she also knows she draws attention. She's able to service, and just beautiful work there to allow the goal, or have Melanie Forbes finish. Forbes' first goal of this season, but she had 3 in the inaugural campaign. Getting that one in the first minute as well. Didn't even get a chance to mention, of course, Ottawa in their blue kit with the pride colors in the numbers. You know, we had a chance to speak with Sinead McSherry before the match, and also, of course, Katrina Peterson, and Katrina was saying that home opener, they're so excited. She couldn't stop talking about how ready they were to play in front of this home crowd. They feel like they owe so much to the fans in Ottawa.
Well, and she mentioned they're like the 12th player, right? You hear that phrase often from teams when they're playing in front of their home crowd. It helps uplift them. It really gets the mood going, the mentality. Obviously, each of these players is coming in with the correct mentality, but to have that support behind you and get the crowd riled up, it definitely always helps.
Some nice touches. Get the ball ahead. Another opportunity here is DB Pridham now along the right side. Gets taken out. Quick throw in. Ottawa looking to stay in the attacking third, but they get pushed to midfield. Maggie Doherty-Howard Had a touch. And here come the Wild, looking for an early response. Dagenet with some good communication in net.
And now it's a question of how will the Wild respond. They have so much time in front of them, Daniela, so there's no need to panic. It's still about being patient and looking to find and pick those moments where you can break down an organized Ottawa Rapid team, because as I said, that first match wasn't their cleanest, but they are a team that thrives in that role clarity, in that organization, and really staying true to their structure defensively.
A nice play ahead from the midfield as we see a number of those players, Tora Betteridge being one of them, a youth development player, getting another opportunity here today.
That's well defended there from Harris. Doesn't allow Doherty Howard the ability to bring that ball down and get something in. But obviously there is a corner kick, so this is an opportunity for Calgary to get on the end of it and potentially even this out. Oh, excuse me. It was actually a goal kick.
And Scott work it up. Nice interception from the Wild. And that's Keelan Stewart who's getting to work. As mentioned, the Stewart twins, both with starts in this game. The Wild, it played with early injury right now too. They are missing some key pieces.
Well, you mentioned the Stewart twins, Daniela, and also Betteridge, and these are all players that are young, they're up and coming, and obviously the Stewart twins were able to contribute to the Wild last season, but Betteridge stepping in and doing well.
Doherty Howard with a pass. Ball gets sent to the outside. Now with a drive. Looking to send it in the box, and just as quick, it's back out. Calgary on the attack, trying to stay organized. Kayla Adamick getting in the midst of it all for Ottawa. Tilly James with a touch. Doherty Howard. So composed on the ball. This is where your leadership shines when it comes to experience in this league. Jorian Bauckham trying to chase it down.
But just also to continue my thought, Daniela, you know, you're seeing Coach McSherry. Well, I'll get back to that. Melanie Forbes, let's talk about Melanie Forbes. This is a player that had 3 goals, 5 assists last season. She was able to contribute hugely to the attack of the Rapid, and she's continuing to do that, obviously, we see, but she is somebody that loves to go at people. She's very tenacious and relentless, so she's an exciting player, and I'm curious to see what this season has in store for her.
And just a note for today's broadcast, we are having some technical issues with our replay capabilities. That is being worked on. So we're not withholding the beautiful Forbes goal from earlier. It is important to note that that happened in the very first minute of this game. The Rapid going to get back to their winning ways. They started that inaugural campaign with a win at home. And while that was also their season opener, this time a little different. It's still like the first victory to be here. Keelan Stewart passes to her sister, Tegan. Doherty Howard at the box. Now Dagenet puts it up. A header as Michelle Romero gets going. What an attack. Great physical play. We expect that from the Calgary Wild side. Nina Lee gets the ball back for the Rapid. And Melanie Forbes with a pass. She's looking to put it ahead for DB Pridham.
We're seeing it a couple times now. That switch of play is really helping unlock this Calgary Wild back line. They're playing that ball into a DB Pridham where she's able to run at the back line, but Melanie Forbes again wide open, recognizing the space, seeing what this opponent is giving her and being able to take advantage of that to create something dangerous going forward.
Some dangerous chances early on in this match. And you have to, last season there was a good streak where DB Pridham would not go more than a game where she didn't score a goal and then she'd score a bunch. We had a quick look at today's match officials. Referee Isabel Ducruz. Now Forbes once more. Across. It's out of the box.
We're very early on in the game, but you see there Michelle Romero on the side of your screen, not hustling back, and in those moments she needs to be on her horse, trying to avoid anything coming from Melanie Forbes, who again is wide open. This right flank proving to be an issue very early on, and something that the Wild have to be able to shut down, because Ottawa is a team that is capable and will continue to expose you. They're very good at manipulating the opponent and moving the opponent out of position structurally.
And just like that, back in the box. Dancing near the penalty area, Pridham. Yeah, the strike on it, Molly Race. Able to control the ball. Savitsky on the far side. Plays it to the middle.
That play not coming together, but that's an example of what Bauckham is capable of, her ability to hold players off and lay that ball off to a midfielder coming in from behind her.
The Rapid with plenty of control here. Conditions today, cloudy, 8 degrees. That's why you see a number of players with long sleeves. The wind, 22 kilometers of the west-northwest. Cloud cover might be helpful because earlier the sun was impeding some vision. Forbes ahead once more. Their speed really coming into play early in this match.
But I'm going to mention once again, Melanie Forbes wide open. She's playing right into that flank channel. Romero tucked inside, and she's more worried about Mina in that moment. She needs to be able to call a midfielder to either take her place or take Mina.
Oh, a tackle as Maggie Doherty-Howard was awaiting the ball, and so a penalty shot will be awarded.
Wish I could see that one back, but I do think that there was some contact in behind there from on Doherty-Howard. This is an opportunity for Calgary to get back in the game. Big moment for them.
Sinead McSherry having some words with Michelle Romero. So we see Doherty-Howard get set at the penalty spot. Big opportunity to equalize in the 11th minute. Doherty-Howard delivers. We're all tied at 1 in Ottawa. Big first goal for the Calgary Wild of the season. Finally breaking through after the 2-0 loss last week, and an important one at that, at an early draw situation.
Well, who better to step up than Doherty-Howard? She wins the foul. That comes from her ability to get forward and that mentality to keep going. But she's able to draw the foul, gets the penalty, and then places it right foot, right side, inside of her foot. And now we got ourselves a game, Daniela.
I figured we just might. These two teams do enjoy playing one another, and for Calgary too, it was against Ottawa that they sealed their fate when it came to playoffs, because the Rapid were able to clinch a playoff spot in a comeback 2-1 win. And by the way, this is the 6th match that Maggie Doherty-Howard has played against Ottawa. The first time she has scored a goal or earned an assist. In this case, of course, getting the important first goal for Calgary, as Ottawa finding all kinds of room in the box.
Belzile needing to be braver there. She needs to just put her body through that, get anything on it. It's a phenomenal ball across for Melanie Forbes.
Storty, physical player, putting the ball in the midfield.
Scott
out to touch.
Scott not able to connect there with Harris.
So Jess, what are you liking so far from Calgary? I mean, a team that, of course, within the first minute was trailing, although right now driving towards a cutback. to make something happen here. Tegan Stewart with the finish, and suddenly it's the Wild in the lead.
Well, just as you asked me, Daniela, this came to light, and this is exactly what I've been loving from them so far in this match early on. You see that front-footed mindset. They're going. They're not giving up despite being down early, very early in this matchup. But Jory and Bockham doing well to get into that wide space, get that ball across. You have numbers in the box. You have Tegan Stewart as well as Doherty Howard. Doherty Howard able to get on that ball and lay that off to Tegan Stewart, who's wide open in the 18 and slots it home like an absolute pro.
So not just the first Calgary goal of the season, the second in quick succession for Tegan Stewart, opening her account in this campaign. She scored her lone goal on graduation day. It was a big day for her last year in Calgary. Again, Ottawa looking to respond, race. Some great hands there, able to make the read. Savitsky to get her team moving the other way. Out at the far sideline once more.
Storty looking for that ball over the top to Bockham, but it's just not quite on. You have to be able to recognize what's being given to you in that moment. Bockham, there's a bit of too much space. She's not quite on that back line, not much space on the flank for her to be able to get in there, and then the execution of that pass also just needs to be cleaner from Storty.
So a continuing trend from week one is higher scoring games. I'm saying this early while the score is still 2-1, but just the energy so far of this match indicates we could see more.
Well, typically we're seeing a 2-1 in 90 minutes, so this is already a pretty high scoring match. Hopefully more goals in store for us.
A fast start, a good bump by the Wild. Keep the ball away from the box. Forbes. It's Mellenhorst. Fans in the building with signs wishing her happy birthday. That's always special when you get to celebrate your birthday with a match. She's turning 23 years old. Adamick, player who wore number 3 last season, now wearing number 8. Doherty Howard, ball taken away from her by Jung. Again, drawing 2 Rapid players. Nice feed from Janaea Robertson. Taking a look at the shots on target, 4 for 4 when it comes to Ottawa, 2 for 2 for Calgary. Of course, both of those finding the back of the net.
Again, these are the moments that you want to see your defenders keep the ball. You have the center backs with time to just keep moving the ball, circulate it. You can see Doherty Howard, saying just calm down, slow it down. There's no reason to really force that ball out and give it straight back to the Rapid. So those are the moments where you want to swing it across your back line, find your 6. Savitsky very active as being an outlet. So be able to keep it, be comfortable in just keeping the ball, not forcing anything, and then those seams will slowly open up as you pull the Rapid out of place.
And here come the Rapid. Ball played ahead for D.B. Pridham. Oh my, what work from Pridham. Keep the ball alive and the attack alive. Doherty Howard taking away the opportunity as in comes Harris. Looking to send the ball across.
Harris looking for a handball there on Storty, but her hands did look to be down, not in any sort of unnatural position.
Grace Storty, who led her team in tackles and is just an iron woman in so many ways for this team. 25 starts, 25 games played, and she's back to it this season as well.
She's a player that helps bring this team alive on both sides of the ball. Defensively, her 1v1 tackles, she will go in hard. She'll leave everything out there.
And one of the many who hail from Calgary is Tegan Stewart, looks for the brace. Save from Melissa Dagenet, who last season 9 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses, and 19 starts. And there's Storty for you. Talk about the tackles, 167, and that percentage as well.
And we spoke about her defensive abilities, but offensively, when she's able to get that overlapping or underlapping run and really help overload that right flank, my goodness, is she dangerous. Her ability to put the ball in the box and find those open runners.
Home team, Ottawa Rapid, trailing after scoring in the first minute. Race to play it to the center. Jung over to Lee.
Well done from Mellenhorst to find that space.
Adamick, beautiful ball, a nice heel pass over to Mellenhorst. Pridham all tangled up. Of course, the matchups and the coverage on Pridham is always going to be tough. She was trying to create some separation.
We mentioned Mellenhorst before the game.
Sliding tackle, but a foul.
But just her ability in the attack, we're seeing it come alive. I had mentioned that I would love to see it today. We didn't get to see too much of it last week, but already her coming alive in those half spaces, getting on the ball, those quick little turns, feeding that ball through to players like Pridham. And Pridham, just to mention her, we know that she is somebody that will give it her all 100% of the time. She fights to that final whistle, both offensively and defensively, and she's still searching for her first goal, so we know that she's going to be extra hungry, but she draws a lot of attention, which opens up spaces for her other teammates, and you're seeing, again, Melanie Forbes wide open majority of the time on this right flank, being able to come alive. Mellenhorst with some space in front of Pridham.
Mellenhorst, who hails from Ottawa as well. If the fans need any more connection, there it is, a hometown hero in Mellenhorst, developed through the Canadian Youth National System and starred at the University of Pittsburgh. Seeing some great work here by Mina.
Adamick lucky to get away with that foul.
The ball just too far ahead.
Another player that really helped bring this team alive last season. She floats into those dangerous spaces and she just helps bring everything together in the attack for them. Her IQ is phenomenal. She can go at you. She can score goals, which you saw her do last season, but absolutely a player that is a top contributor.
Ottawa leading in possession early in this game, 56.8%. But so many of those stats were fairly even last season. In fact, in their 5 matches, Ottawa had about 48% possession in those games. Good battle won there by Grace Storty.
Belzile looking to be a little tricky and play that ball around Storty and win that run and that physical battle, but Storty said, nope, not today. He was not allowing that to happen.
Belzile played 45 minutes last week, getting the start here at home. Beautiful ball from Race. And now chased again into the box. Pridham ahead this time of Betteridge. Through the legs of Storty, a beautiful play and another chance as in comes Mellenhorst. Great effort.
That ball just getting caught up in Mellenhorst's feet. That would have been a perfect way to start her birthday. But that's a great play. You saw again Pridham cutting that ball back, Mellenhorst ready.
In the 22nd minute, the score 2-1 for the visiting Calgary Wild. Working it through the middle third. Adamick. A good touch from Romero to disrupt the pass.
Romero anticipating that well, not allowing Forbes to get on the ball.
Oh, but they find their way across the face of the goal this time. Mina looking to jump on it. Wild to go quick in transition here. Grace Storty trying to float it ahead. Dagenet and Liv Scott. Coming up at halftime, there's a great feature on Liv Scott and just what all of her teammates think about her. Really great to hear in their own words what she means to this team and this club.
There's a certain poise about her that you can't teach, and her confidence, obviously only a second-year pro, but you would never know that. Her ability to lead in the back, whether she has the ball or she doesn't, but most definitely plays a fundamental role in the success of the Rapid.
Adamek puts it up, and it's grabbed by Race, although contact, while it might have been incidental, certainly uncomfortable there, Pridham.
More of a protective measure. You have Pridham running at you full speed. Race making sure that no one's in her space. But that was an opportunity for Adamek to really play an early cross in. She attempted it, but didn't necessarily deliver and execute in the way that she could have. That's more of a ball that's driven across and more of mid-height versus being so high and allowing Molly Race to come out and get that.
Oh my, it was a good pass, and Dagenet up to the task there. Tegan Stewart winning that 1v1. Got some Beyonce being played at TD Place. Fans have been waiting patiently for this game. It is the Pride match as well. And last season it was Ottawa who actually hosted the inaugural Pride match in the Northern Super League. As we see there, the crowd, and a bit of a chilly day, although the players in full mode as Pridham turn her eyes to the net.
Pridham being given very little time and space by both Betteridge, James, and Storty anytime she really shifts over to that side, trying to make things happen. She's timing her runs, trying to break lines, get in behind. But that physical battle is one that she is going to have to be up for today.
Corner kick for Ottawa. Forbes plays it short. Looking for space in the middle. Mellenhorst, some beautiful footwork and a strike. Mellenhorst, first NSL goal of the Ottawa native to tie this game.
What a goal. Happy birthday, Kira. That's exactly what you want to see. Her ability to come alive in and around that 18, confident, is able to pull that ball back and strike it through the crowd. Fantastic goal.
What a response. 4 goals combined in the first half and counting. Still plenty of time left. But a big one to bring it back to even. Kira Mellenhorst, I mean, just, Lacey, I know we can't predict the future, but when you spotlight a player before the game and then they come out and show you why, it's always extra sweet.
Let's pretend to take credit, okay? It was because we spoke about it. I'm joking. Yes, exactly. And again, she is new to this league. She is a bright young talent, and she's only going to continue to get better. And I'm sure as the league, or excuse me, the season progresses, we're going to see more of Mellenhorst on that score sheet, whether that's from her assisting or getting that ball into the back of the net. But she's absolutely proving early on in this match why she is here.
4 goals, 4 different goal scorers. An exciting start to week 2. Ottawa looking to continue with some momentum here. They have been leading in possession. It's been a good back and forth so far, and lots of shots on target as well. We're not seeing Wiley misses early in this match.
significant momentum shifts, and those are the games that as a fan you love to watch, because there's so much going on. Both these teams so capable of creating attacking opportunities and being dangerous, and that's what makes this game so exciting.
And how fun too at the start of a season when you don't necessarily have the tape on every team and some of the new players and how they fit into these systems, Jess.
Well, there's also always going to be growing pains, right? Even though you've played a team 5 times last season, you think you know them, and you head into this season and something has changed. Everybody's adapted. As you said, there's some new personnel in the mix that are going to make.
Oh, and a nice play over the top. Now Mellenhorst had control in the box. Steered to safety by Romero for the Wild. Bockham, the nifty play, but still in a dangerous area.
There are moments to be selfish, Daniela. That was one of them. Melanie Forbes has to absolutely nail that from there. She's right in the 18, just outside the 6. She's a player that has the quality, obviously getting the first goal of this match, but just put her laces absolutely through that and find the back of the net.
Calgary's scoring got started off of a penalty shot. They had the lead 2-1. Mellenhorst with the equalizer, Molly Race.
Well up for Mellenhorst.
And now Belzile comes in. Oh my! Make it 3 for the Ottawa Rapid. Florence Belzile, in her first start of the season, opens her account of this campaign.
Goals, goals, goals. That's what we love to see, and that is what we are getting today. This all starts off from a goal kick. Mellenhorst does well to win that first battle. That's why first balls are so important. And then Ottawa gets on the second ball with DB Pridham, who plays that ball through to Belzile, who's driving forward and slips that right by Molly Race. Doesn't even think about it. No hesitation. Great team goal. Her first of the season as well, and I think first of many, because we did see this player, Belzile, come alive last season as it continued on.
Well, how about this? She scored her first NSL goal in a 3-0 win in Calgary for the Ottawa Rapid. That was back last July.
A little bit of deja vu.
Maybe she just likes opening up scoring against this team. Remember, she was the lone change in the starting 11 as well for the Rapid this game. Bockham. Some great feeds inside the box. Tilly James. So now 2 unanswered by Ottawa. Can Calgary add another before heading into halftime? In the 31st minute. Score is 3-2 Ottawa. You're watching the NSL, presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Calgary, Tegan Stewart. Now Maggie Doherty-Howard just hovering around. Check that, it was Bockham. The far side.
A little risky there from Dagenet. Just didn't quite make contact with the ball as she had hoped.
Doherty, solid throw in for Doherty-Howard. Check that, Bockham once more. Into the box, a good touch from Dagenet to redirect the trajectory of the ball. Melissa Romero, little change of pace. 1v1 with Forbes, and then Adamick will take the throw in. Certainly say the Rapid are playing as advertised, hyping up, being in front of their home crowd. 3 goals in the first half, back in the lead. Jung. Great footwork from the South Korean national team members. Lee and Jung. Rapid, quick movement. Pridham skies it. But a good look from number 22.
Pridham has a nose for goal, so I feel there's one coming for her in today's matchup, Daniela, and I'm hoping so for her sake. She's a player that, again, really comes alive and ignites this attack for the Ottawa Rapids. She finds the space as well. She makes runs off the ball that allows freedom for her other teammates.
Oh, what a giveaway! And they make them pay! Just like that, Kira Mellenhorst has 2 goals in Ottawa. The Rapid doubling their lead, 4-2 in the first half.
Just as I'm speaking about Pridham and what it is that she can do, that pressure on Molly Ray, she makes it very difficult, puts her under pressure. She plays this ball straight into where Mellenhorst is able to anticipate it, steps up, wins that ball, and places it in the back of the net.
Are you not entertained, fans? This is the start you want when it comes to home field advantage. And there's still so much time. Talk about the personnel change. You have to also recognize interim head coach Sinead McSherry. Of course, was there all throughout the inaugural season with some great lessons learned. I mean, this is a Calgary team we've seen respond, and quickly.
They're absolutely capable of it. They have the personnel, as we saw early on. This is a team that's trying to find their footing this year. They're not going down without a fight. They don't want a repeat of what happened to them last year. So it's just about continuing to be creative and be brave, going forward, picking those moments though, not forcing the ball as you're seeing here. The Rapid is sitting back. They're at half. They're not applying that pressure. They're sitting more of a block, which allows the Calgary Wild to have time to think of what they're going to do. And sometimes that's not the most fun as a center back. You have to decide to break down a very organized block. So just being patient, finding those moments, and then finding the back of the net.
And you have to give credit as well to the work of the Rapid, Jess, when you consider all of their goals coming in the box, very close, none really needing to be put in at distance shots. You got 9, 7 on target for the Rapid. So 4 for 7 when you consider the efficiency of Ottawa here in the first half. Doherty with a good throw in. To move the ball, Bockham taking some contact.
Harris trying to read that ball as it fell, but instead Bockham was able to get there, and it resulted in Bockham getting the brunt of that.
Bockham from Scottsdale, Arizona. Her 3rd start against Ottawa, as she had made her debut July 26th last season. It just has felt like she was always part of this team, and their identity fits so well with the Wild. And Jess, as a former player yourself at high levels, you know, what does it mean when you get to start a season with a team?
I mean, it means everything, right? You go to play for a team to be able to wear that crest and wear it proudly and step on the pitch, whether that is you starting or you coming off the bench. But being able to start, you know, is a great confidence boost, and it just allows you to contribute that much more.
Doherty Howard with the kick. And it's above the net. Just needed a moment there to make sure our eyes were not deceiving us.
Doherty Howard proved to be somewhat of a free kick specialist last season. She was able to contribute a lot to the Rapids' attack in her delivery of the ball.
And someone, of course, they rely on heavily for that. Mellenhorst right now not on the ball, but showing some great composure and vision. And all the teams, when we speak with them about what the preseason was like or the offseason, they talk about focusing as well on off-ball. What exactly does that mean, Jess, when you look at how a team is developing in that way?
Yeah, off the ball movement, right? You're seeing it here, and you're seeing with Mellenhorst and Jung specifically, they're doing very well to live in those half spaces, just off the shoulders of the defenders, coming into the space, making the run so that it frees up space for your teammate is sometimes the biggest thing you can do when you're not able to contribute on the ball, specifically indirectly in that moment.
Michelle Romero with some strong defending, taking away options from Kayla Adamick. Running along the 18-yard line. Tegan Stewart with the goal in this game. Bumped off the ball by Forbes. Got the scoring started in the very first minute. James to Romero. Betteridge. And our first seagull that we've seen in Ottawa. Certainly not the last.
Certainly not.
I like to make an appearance every once in a while. Storty. No lanes and a foul.
Storty late there. Her momentum also shifting her forward and going straight through the leg of Mellenhorst.
We're in the 40th minute of what has been a very exciting first half.
Well done. That's a great ball from Jung into Mellenhorst. Again, their off the ball movement, these two players, where we spoke about them and the role that they're going to play in the attack.
Oh, Mellenhorst! She's got a brace, was looking for a hat trick. Brace took that away. Got the ball out quickly to one of her own. Mina to Jung. Now Liv Scott. Finds the channel to Mellenhorst and shakes off a defender. And again, finding space through the middle, looking for Pridham. Wild. Facing some smothering defense. Good ball. Good ball from Doherty Howard. So consistent.
It's a great turn.
Mellenhorst and Mina. And that gives all kind of room for Melanie Forbes. Forbes finds her way inside the box. Storty with her step for step. Still threads the ball, looks for Pridham. Romero once more, coming in big for the Wild.
We've seen it a few times this matchup, Daniela, but that early cross is on. It's just about recognizing it in that moment. Can she get that ball across to a Pridham?
Oh, but it was the twin connection. Almost. Adamick takes it away. Keelan Stewart putting it up for Tegan. Really exciting first half. You have to wonder, coming up, those adjustments at halftime for Ottawa. Certainly they're on the front foot, and 4 big goals in the first half. Dagenet to Liv Scott.
Ottawa exemplifying some patience coming out of the back. They're no rush, just comfortable keeping that ball.
You can hear the communication on the field as well. Jung. To Lee. There's those two with built-in chemistry from their national team work. And while the season may seem long, it all adds up very quickly when you consider how key points in the standings are. And in the NSL, a victory is worth 3 points, a defeat worth nothing, and a draw is worth 1 each for the teams.
Well, we saw a lot of movement in the table last season, right? We didn't know who was going to clinch that title. We didn't know who was going to fall second and so on. So that's what makes this league exciting. That's the competition you want. That's what makes a league so great. It's when you're not sure who's going to come out of a duel on top. And that's exactly what we're seeing today, right? It's 4-2. We're very early in still. There's still an entire half to be played and a few minutes left in this first half. But this Calgary Wild team is showing moments that we didn't really see from them last season, and that is that bite in the attack and that aspect of bravery. Can they get that final action to come together? They've done it twice, so can they do it again?
Ridham over for Lee. Again, looking for a heel pass. That was Mellenhorst. Apologies. Again, right in the mix of that combination. We anticipate minimal stoppage time, given how fast-moving and free-flowing this is. Storty. Oh, and a mistake! Saved by Molly Race. That could have been all Melanie Forbes.
It's quite risky of a pass from Storty, not recognizing that Forbes is on her back. But I also just want to point out, Storty and Romero actually switched sides, and I'm wondering if that is something that's being done because of the issues that Romero was having when she's getting forward and getting caught in transitional moments. When you have a player like Melanie Forbes who is looking to pounce on any given opportunity and really live in that flank space, and again, we saw it a couple times early on, but just Romero being caught out of position. So is that the reason that Storty's being moved to this left side?
We will have at least 2 minutes of stoppage time when we get there in the 45th minute here, and the sun coming out as well at TD Place, so right now in the eyes of Molly Race. The sun sets or begins slowly to set in Ottawa. Certainly don't want to rush it. We are heading into the summer months. A big tackle play on. Doherty Howard. Great footwork over to Savitsky. Turnover. Mellenhorst. Back this time for Jaleesa Harris.
Savitsky's another player that we haven't spoken about too much, but only 1 goal in the season last season. But for anybody that watched last year, they know that that was a player that was key to the success of the Calgary Wild. Her ability to be that outlet. She plays as a true 6, but very smart player, works very hard, goes straight into duels, does not back down, and she is a leader in the middle of the park alongside a player like Doherty Howard.
Officially in stoppage time. Ottawa looking to extend that lead. And Michelle Romero has been all over the field, incredibly noticeable today. She's from Venezuela. She had 2 starts last season, 7 games played for the Wild. And she had never played against Ottawa, so this is the first time meeting the Rapid. Corner kick.
It's quite an introduction game. Another big moment for the Rapid. Can they get goal number 5?
Melanie Forbes to deliver. Beautiful delivery, headed out by the Wild. Now Bockham will play on. The crowd, of course, taking exception to the physical play on Jung. Just as quickly, the ball taken away by the Rapid.
Great recovery run from Lipscott.
Pass intercepted by Lee. Mellenhorst. The final seconds here. The Wild just looking to hold on right now. Down by 2, heading the other way. Stewart to Stewart. Here comes Keelan. Keelan, what a save from Dagenet. Coming up big here at the end of the first half.
What a great opportunity.
Thought for a moment Keelan Stewart would get her first NSL goal, but we will head into halftime with a 4-2 lead for the Ottawa Rapid.
It's an exciting half, lots of goals, right, Daniela? That's what we love to see, both sides bringing what it is that they're capable of. A lot of momentum shifts, and I think we're in for some more momentum shifts in this second half. I don't think that's the end of it for goals.
A fast and furious first half. Tegan Stewart with one of the goals for the Calgary Wild, but it was Maggie Doherty Howard who got the team's first of the second season off a penalty shot. So much more to come. We're going to break down further this first half in the NSL halftime show, along with a chance to learn more about Ottawa captain Liv Scott. Stay with us.
Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining it's happening. All we gotta do is win. So if they sleep on you, tuck them in. Meet me at the top, if you bought, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making, thank you, sing.
I am honored to have my voice a part of the soundtrack. I've been dreaming to come back to Canada and play in a professional league, to speak about it in my music. That's really cool. And I think it's very relatable for a lot of other players. We've been waiting so long. Not often you see an athlete who does things outside of their sport. I've been making music for a long time, and some of it's about my career. So it was really cool to be given that opportunity to express myself, express my journey. This is also a little bit personal for the artist that I work with, Jamila, because it was during a time where I was undergoing chemotherapy. She loves music and she loves performing and everything like that. And she told me music is my therapy, Tiff. And I thought it was so important for her to be a part of this project because she's such a strong woman.
Collect the CAD and let it flow like the tides, call that currency. Born in Toronto, AFC, pay the pathway for the kids so that they can dream.
When I was asked to create the song, I knew that it had to be inclusive of all teams. You know, it couldn't just be about, okay, I play for the Tides, let me just talk about the Tides and let me talk about the NSL. You know, it had to be inclusive. What would I want to hear when I'm in the locker room? How would I want to be pumped up? And what would players want to hear? Put a line about Diana Matheson and Christine Sinclair. Those two were great advocates for, you know, Canadian football.
Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like Matheson. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining.
I want fans to literally feel like they're ready to win. Win in life, win on the field. This song is not just about football for me. It's about getting up and doing what you love. Reminding yourself that having a positive mindset and pushing towards the things that you want to achieve is so important, especially if you believe in what you're doing. It's our time right now. Time for women to just uplift, so I think this is the perfect time.
Wicked bud.
Welcome back. This is the NSL halftime show presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. And what a first half we've been treated to in the nation's capital. Ottawa Rapid lead 4-2. Daniela Ponticelli with you alongside Jessica Lisi. And amongst that score is a birthday brace as well. But here's how it all started in the first minute.
6 goals, Daniela, in the first half. That's pretty crazy if you ask me. But Belzile does well here to drive down that line, get that ball across. Pridham with the shot, Molly Race with a rebound, and then Melanie Forbes said, yeah, I'm putting this in the back of the net early. But then Doherty Howard steps up to the spot. Nice finish inside of the foot like an absolute pro. We know she's a leader, so who better to step up and get that first goal? And then a second, and look at the second goal. A ball across from Bockham. Doherty Howard wins that ball, lays it off to Tegan Stewart, who places it right into the back of the net, slots it by Melissa Dagenet. No problems there. But Ottawa wasn't going to back down, right? We knew that. This was going to be a game of momentum shifts. Ball back to Belzile, and Mellenhorst showing some of her skill, that technique to pull that ball back with the sole of her foot and then strikes it into that top left corner. Fantastic finish, and I mean, happy birthday. Like, am I right? That's what you love to see from someone on their birthday and just in general. But what a performance she has been having. We're going to shift here as well. Mellenhorst again coming up big, wins that first ball into DB Pridham, plays that ball over the top, and Belzile does really well to get on the end of this and slot it right by Molly Race. And this starts from Pridham's pressure. Mellenhorst getting on the end of that again. A brace for her. Quite a day she's been having. I'm excited to see what's in what's at stake in the second half, because we do know that there's going to be more goals.
Could we see a hat trick from the Ottawa native Mellenhorst? I mean, what a birthday it already is for this young player turning 23 years of age. Here's the stats through the first half. So possession certainly favored Ottawa. We saw that just shy of 60% along with total shots. 7 of those 9 shots on target for the Rapid. 5 of 6 for Calgary on target. Very efficient when they do get an opportunity, and that could prove dangerous in the second half. Corners 2-0, and fouls as well starting to creep up there for the Rapid. Overall, though, a lot of excitement, and we're not done yet. When we come back, what makes a great leader? Well, there's many ways to answer that, and they'll all be talking about Rapid captain Liv Scott. That's just ahead.
For the Vancouver Rise, your first ever Northern Super League champions!
In the beginning, we didn't really do it as a team, and we came together, and I do think that helped us win the final because we knew how to respond when maybe things were not going our way.
Maybe we were the better team for the whole season, but on that day, if you don't win, you're not going to win.
It felt like a full circle moment.
Sometimes that's just the way the sport goes. It doesn't go your way, and you kind of just have to accept that.
It was like a battle, but so rewarding.
Getting ready for this inaugural Northern Super League Championship.
That final was really complicated. We were losing 1-0 and we're having a lot of ups and downs.
When things go wrong, we don't ever turn on each other. We actually turn towards each other to solve the problem.
Yeah, it's like building on our culture.
There is lightning in the area here, so postpone for the moment this match.
We kind of thrive in those uncomfortable situations. So it was no panic for us.
This is so late, but I was like, this is gonna be like a turning point. It's gotta be. Like, it's a lightning storm. What do you mean? Like, that's wild.
And then you're bald.
Corner kick. And it's in the back of the goal.
There'll be a unlucky bounce or an unlucky goal, and that's just something you got to face.
We looked at each other in the huddle. We're like, let's go.
I remember looking up at the clock at like the 75th minute, and I was like, we can win this.
Forward ball, it's a nice one. She's got an edge on Burns. What a finish! Vancouver Rise up 2-1.
I couldn't stop smiling and just seeing my teammates and knowing the journey that we took to get to this very moment. Only we will know how hard that was.
Still think about it sometimes. We showed that we were the better team, and I think we deserved more.
To do it together was monumental and a really special year.
All we gotta do is win. So if they sleep on you, tuck them in. Meet me at the top. If you bought, I'll drop my pen. So many stars in the making. Thank you, thank you. Built to thrill. Whoa. Eyes on the prize, I say passionate. I got the sauce like Diana, vision like medicine. They say patience is a virtue, so I went around the world and back again. Now NSL be on the map, no more imagining, it's happening. Collect the CAD and let it flow like the tides, call that currency. Born in Toronto, AFC, pay the pathway for the kids so that they can dream. Say la vie, if you work hard, it's game time, let's put the ball in motion. Obstacles in my way, gotta rise like Vancouver. Positive mindset, negative, gotta maneuver. I work hard, cause I don't wanna be average. Gain some capital like Ottawa, kinda rapid quick. No time for low key, I keep it wild and free like Calgary. I just wanna play ball and be me. Hear the sound of victory. 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 Hear the sound. Let's eat, let's eat, let's eat.
Halftime at TD Place, still cloudy in the nation's capital, 9 degrees Celsius. The wind slowly dying down. Well, we've talked about Liv Scott's greatness, but don't take our word for it. Let's hear what her teammates have to say.
Liv Scott I'd love to know what makes her a player that other players look up to, because she's still pretty young.
Oh yeah, she's young. It's her second year as a pro. I'm so proud of like the way she's come into being a leader. I think coming in last year, of course, being a rookie, you have no idea what to expect. It's a very new environment to college. The thing that people love about her is, you know, every day she's going to give 100%. She will rather do anything than miss a training, miss a drill, miss anything. There's times where like she's feeling something and we're like, please just take it easy for a second.
I've always prioritized the off season, so I work really hard on things that I lack. I'm going all throughout the year. There's no really breaks. Mentally, I just like the same routine. Consistency in my pregame ritual helps with consistency on the field.
She's a fighter, and every time like I'm watching, when I'm high up on the field, I'm watching and there's like a 1v1, I'm like, oh, slide tackle's coming, she's got it.
I cannot stand someone getting by me, so I really like to push myself in the sense of, if someone's coming at me, they will not get by me. If I have to foul, I will, but yeah, I really pride myself on that.
She's an unbelievable leader. She's like a silent leader. She has this calm aura in her, where in games you kind of just look at her and you're just kind of a little bit more relaxed.
It's really easy to follow her. Me, I'm older than her, but I look up to her every day. And she has so many attributes that I can take away and make my game and my life better.
And it's the opening goal. And Liv Scott on the end of it. And Ottawa have the breakthrough.
I'm someone who's the hardest working on the field and someone that people can come to and welcoming and can bring the group together.
She's a great player, great person, great leader. She brings everyone together off the field and she makes everyone feel really seen. And it's a big part of our team chemistry.
The second half at TD Place awaits. Score is 4-2 through the first 45. You even see some Ottawa Charge Toques as the PWHL team will play their second playoff game tonight. We'll get back to the action next.
Hi, I'm Diana Matheson, legend of the field and founder of the Northern Super League. Are you wondering where to watch Northern Super League matches live this season? Confused by TV networks, channels, streams, and schedules? You could visit NSL.ca and download the 2026 schedule to your smartphone, but who's got time for that? Not me. That's why we're introducing the 2026 Northern Super League game schedule hotline. Just dial 1-833-NSL Live and we'll tell you where to watch every match. It's simple, it's easy. It's like the opposite of AI. No, seriously, call it. They made me pre-record all the weekly messages, and we have like 80 matches.
Call the NSL schedule hotline now. 1-833-NSL Live. That's 1-833-NSL Live. It's free, it's real, and yes, you can leave us a message. Tell us where you're watching from. Tell us your favorite team. Tell us why everyone should watch the Northern Super League. Call now, find out where and when to watch, and tune in.
Seriously, call now. It's a great hotline. It gives you all the information you need. And a beautiful look now at the Canal in Ottawa as the Rapid lead 4-2 through the first half. We're getting set for the second, but this is, of course, just kicking off the action for week 2. As tonight, Montreal hosts the Vancouver Rise at Stade Boreal, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. And Montreal, of course, looking to extend their reign atop the standings. They picked up 3 points last week with a victory. And then AFC Toronto hosts the Halifax Tides at BMO Field. That's tomorrow, noon Eastern, 1 p.m. Atlantic. Of course, Halifax looking to build off that big win in week 1. Both teams actually coming off victories in their season openers. NSL Soccer is presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Jess Lisi, and for the Montreal Roses, they'll look to put some smiles on fans' faces as well. I know a number of Victoire fans are heading over to the game. They just held their first playoff game. It went to overtime and they fell to the Minnesota Frost in game 1. So I'm sure they're looking for a little bit of NSL to just soothe the spirits a little bit. Michaela Moore, she's available off the bench. She was not in the lineup last week. Been doing a lot of international travel, and it just made some sense to give her some recovery time. Of course, she's a leader on and off the field. Jess Lisi, what do you expect here in the second half? Do you expect anything after how fast the first got going? In the first minute, we saw that first goal.
Well, I do expect more goals to happen, maybe not within the first minute of the second half again, but you know, never say never. I guess we'll see very soon, but I definitely think that the mentality from both these sides is just going to continue. It's that front-footed approach. Both of them are being resilient in the attack. They have numbers around the ball. They're fighting their 1v1 duels, whether that's offensively or defensively. So now it's a matter of being able to put it all together, specifically for the Wild. Can they find the back of the net on the chances that they're creating? Because they have had some good moments, Daniela.
Calgary Wild. They were down 1, got 2 goals within a minute of one another. Possession not too lopsided. Now Romero bring it up quickly, far side. Well-placed ball, Dagenet. The good read. Now, of course, Melissa Dagenet getting the sun in her eyes here for the second half.
You mentioned the ball that's delivered into the box. You know, there's something about the type of ball that you're putting in and recognizing where you are on the pitch when you're sending that ball and what it requires, whether it's a driven ball, whether it's a lofted ball, but it's also about finding the runners. So it's not just that you put a fantastic ball in the box, but is there anyone that can actually get onto it? That is a lot of the times what really makes that judgment of how good of a ball was it. And in that moment, Romero has to be better at finding those runners, and the runners have to make purposeful runs when they are getting into the box.
Tackle Mellenhorst, of course, with a brace in the first half. Goals were scored in the first minute, 11th minute, 12th, 25th, 29th, and 33rd. The wind has died down slightly in Ottawa. Of course, you're getting some shady patches and some a little brighter. It is the Pride match for Ottawa. If they're able to hold a lead, that's back-to-back home openers in which the Rapid come away with a victory. Still plenty of time here. Bit of a different tempo here to start the second half. Let's put ahead for
Chu's a player that actually last year, you know, if you look at her statistics, it's not necessarily telling the full story. She's somebody that contributed hugely to the Rapid and their success and her ability to get forward and just how great she is going at people 1v1, getting those balls into the box. She finds the space as well. She's a player that likes to play that 1-2 touch football when it's on. So definitely a bright spot for this Ottawa side, but not necessarily a player that we talk about too much.
Chu had 1 goal, 1 assist last season. That delivery, the play rather, whistled down. Reset. Chu, who is good off both feet, plays it short. Forbes.
Mina not able to, wow.
Oh, some contact from Molly Race.
Right into the back of Adamek.
Tegan Stewart for Doherty Howard. Storty in stride. Keelan Stewart goes for the open space. Nice short passes, quick stutter step. Able to make the save. That was Bachem.
Executing in those moments is going to be what the difference maker is, and Bachem's a player that gets herself into the right position. She looks up, she does strike that, but just not enough power to really cause problems for Dagenais.
2 goals, 2 assists in 13 match appearances last season. I've been trying to work it out of their defending third. Here comes Stewart into the belly of Dagenais. Again, staying consistent with how efficient they have been at getting the shots on target when they get the opportunities. Jung to Adamek. Harris. The Wild looking to close in. Great energy in the nation's capital as always.
Ottawa comfortably circulating the ball, looking to choose their moments to go forward.
Nice through ball is in with speed. Pridham, but ahead of her, the Wild. Able to take that option away. Doherty Howard. Double teamed and drawing players their way. Bachem as well. Romero.
Good vision from Bachem to switch that point of attack there.
Stewart throwing 3 rapid players to her. Doherty Howard just outside the box. Put it in, looking for the header. An opportunity for Savitsky, kicked away by Mellenhorst.
There's also many moments, Daniela, that you want to see the Calgary Wild really stretch this back line. Ottawa is a team that likes to be compact. They're very organized, but that causes issues for a team to break them down in the middle of the park. If you try to go straight down their throat, they will have numbers. They will get on top of you. So it's a matter of being able to stretch them when that's on. Doherty Howard, you saw her make that run out wide. Can they get her the ball earlier so she can take that touch into the space that's in front of her and get a shot off?
Chance for a set piece for Calgary. Doherty Howard from the corner. Header attempt rather by Storty. Ball goes wide. Set pieces have been at a premium in this match so far. Mellenhorst. Savitsky for the Wild. Threads it for Doherty Howard. Jalisa Harris sends it to safety.
You see Bachem attempt that no-touch turn there. It almost works, isn't able to get on the end of it in the end, but there is a throw-in. That's another opportunity for the Wild to be able to find the back of the net potentially.
A foul. And Ottawa did have more fouls through the first half as well. I'll give Doherty Howard a kick, and we saw a beautiful delivery earlier in this match, Jess.
Well, this is Doherty Howard territory. She can make things happen from here. She typically puts in a great ball, perfectly weighted, just the right amount of spin. Whether it needs to be driven, it needs to be lofted in. From this position, she is going to aim to get those runners running in just past over the head of Dagenais. But there has to be just the right amount of driven behind it. So can she do that in this moment? I'm going to go with yes.
No pressure at all Calgary down by 2 goals in the 55th minute. Doherty Howard off the right leg, headed out. Not a full clear though. He's headed out by Mellenhorst, who by the way has the birthday brace, but she's also been booked on her birthday. Yellow card assessed for that earlier foul. So the Rapid maintain a 2-goal lead. Different pace to the second half as we expected. Doherty, jump, find all kinds of space, number 2. Stewart to Bockham, Dorian Bockham.
See the loads of space that were to the right of Bockham as well as on that far side in that flank area. Can Stewart get up there quicker and provide that outlet for her to be able to slip that ball that way, or at least draw the attention of a defender where they're aware and they slightly stretch, they hesitate. All of that ends up helping when you're trying to break down that back line.
Maggie Doherty Howard was such a big part of Calgary Wild. I mean, we showed it earlier that she led the way when it came to contributing, and they'll need more, not just from her, but of course from some depth. And beautiful ball. Keelan Stewart and Savitsky keep the ball away from this player, Pridham. First strike, rolls wide.
Losing her footing, attempting to play that ball into somebody running in behind.
There you see 44 tackles as well. Always a physical player, a big presence. She scored her first NSL goal, a game winner in a 4-1 victory over Halifax. That was way back on April 26th last season. Keelan Stewart finds the space over to Doherty Howard, but Harris staying aggressive. Jorian Bockham can't bring it into the attacking third.
Liv Scott doing well to shift there, not allow Jorian Bockham any time.
We heard at the half how her team views her, a great communicator, someone people look up to regardless of whether they're older or younger.
Age really is just a number when you have the ability to step into a role as Scott has so seamlessly. It doesn't quite matter how old she is. She is absolutely a leader. She has all the qualities, and she has helped lead this team to success.
Ottawa, quick in small space. Bring the ball back to the midfield. Pridham.
Phenomenal ball.
Oh my. It's where you see the skill shine from DB Pridham. Stewart, Doherty Howard, staying to the near sideline. Doherty creating space for Savitsky, but just in front is Harris.
See Ottawa dropping in and around their box, making it difficult to find those seams. The Wild doing well to find those moments, as you saw there, but the execution of the pass just a little bit too hard.
A 2-goal lead, score exactly how we started the second half, 4-2 for the Rapid. In the approaching 60th minute of the match. Jung, who has been so impressive today, Min Young Jung from South Korea, brings internal quality and leadership to the midfield. We're seeing that here today. Strong possession as Chu along the 18th-yard line.
Chu running herself into danger, going into where there is some compact defense from the Wild.
Harrison Jung trade.
Oh. Bad pass.
The Wild from distance this time. Dagenet with the seemingly easy save.
A bit too far out to beat a keeper like Dagenet. It's not that easy, not enough power behind that, but also you're not able to chip her from that distance based on her positioning as well as the amount of power.
And Dagenet this is her 4th career start against the Wild. Ollie Race picks that one up, but Dagenet with 2 wins last season, 1 draw. Never lost to the Wild. Through ball.
Well defended from Romero.
It was lead to Forbes. Romero dialed in. Both these sides, though, Jess, you have to be proud if you're looking at it from where the coaches are sitting at the effort and the performance. Is again a big physical play. That's what DB Pridham will do.
It's really well defended from Tilly James. She has not allowed DB Pridham to be very active today, despite DB making the runs and being in the right areas. She does not have a moment to herself.
And we have our first substitutions of the game. There will be 3 here as we'll see Forbes check out, and in comes Naomi Lofthouse, also from Ottawa. She played 6 minutes last week. There you see the whole slate of them. Asmina Lee also substituted out. Sadie Waite will come into the game. She played 23 minutes last week. And Nicola Golan, who scored that first and only Rapid goal last match, trades out with Florence Belzile, who opened her account today. A big goal right now, the standing game winner. She had goal number 3 for the Rapid. Katrina Peterson has a lot of high hopes for the depth scoring of her team, as much as, of course, she wants DB Pridham to go out, score 20 or more goals this season. To see the contributions from everyone early, this is just one match, but that has to be a really good sign.
Well, in order to be a team that is going to be effective in the attack, you need it to be not just from one player. It needs to be a collective thing. Everybody has to be able to contribute. You want to see goals coming from more than just DB Pridham. Of course, you want to still see those 20 goals coming from DB Pridham, but there has to be more players involved that are finding the back of the net.
Oh, as the ball makes its way into the box. The whistle. Another look at the Rapid attack. Nicola Golan, and there we see last season, nothing could touch the Golden Boot winner. 20 goals. Forbes, though, with the 5 assists. I mean, that's so key, too, to her game. Oh, what a beautiful play. As in comes Chu! Another Ottawa goal! A big one for the Rapid, 5-2. All smiles from the hard-working, incredible attack of this Rapid team. Chu Yeoju making fans stand. So pleased, this is her first goal of the season. She had 1 last year.
Well, I mentioned that her stats didn't necessarily tell that whole story last year, right, Daniela? And she's somebody that contributed hugely to the success of the Ottawa Rapid. And you're seeing there her quality, her timing of the run. Is a nice slotted ball through. She makes that run, finds the space, takes a great touch, and then is able to pass it right by Molly Race. No hesitation. She knew exactly what she was going to do when she received that ball, and she absolutely executed it.
And in the midst of all of that, the Calgary bench was booked as well. But for Chu Yo-ju, she was assisted by Mellenhorst. So what a birthday for Kira Mellenhorst. A brace and assist as well. Contributing big for her hometown club. DB Pridham again in on the battle.
DB reaching back and just wrapping around the arm of Tilly James.
What a treat for the fans at TD Place. A beautiful May Day, first match of the month. And we knew early on in this match it would keep true the trend of some high-scoring games. This one, the highest scoring so far of season 2. And it wasn't necessarily lopsided early. It started off with a 1-0 lead for the Rapid in the first minute. Melanie Forbes, who has been subbed out. Tegan Stewart for the Wild, who just had a touch. Actually got Calgary a lead after Doherty Howard's penalty shot. And then it's been all Ottawa since. Mellenhorst with her first, Florence Belzile, and that's a tough one. Grace Doherty.
Golan wrapped around Storty, just taking her to the ground. She looks to be in quite a bit of discomfort. She hit the ground quite hard. That shoulder potentially.
We also have Jung down as well for Ottawa, so they'll be looking to be assessed there in the 68th minute. So week 1, of course, sets the bar, if you will, for standings. I mean, standings watch, in my mind, is always relevant, Jess, but here's where we are. Halifax, Montreal, AFC Toronto all came through with victories, 3 points. Vancouver, Ottawa, Calgary, all without. Now, Vancouver can change that if they defeat Montreal or perhaps pull it to a draw, but Montreal could also jump ahead suddenly to 6 points, and that's why we can see some big swings. It's also important, though, to remember it is so early that even if a team gets out to 9 points or more than that, 12, 15, that does not mean it's going to hold true for the entire season. We will have a sub coming up here as we see Ming Young Jung, who's been tremendous in this game. Emily Amano coming in, checking in for her. Amano only played 1 match, 14 minutes against Calgary last season, and that's because she had 8 games played and then had to deal with an early injury that made it difficult to play really overly meaningful minutes. So Amano does not yet have a goal or an assist in the NSL. Looking to build on it with a better sophomore campaign. Still, of course, a big key player for the Rapid. Storty throws in, was looking for Bauckham. Has Doherty Howard. Rapid ball, Mellenhorst is having herself a game. It's always special to watch players have big moments on their birthdays. I've seen it in other sports. I've been witness to it, Jess, and it just adds a little bit extra. I mean, you hope for those things for those players, not necessarily to influence an outcome one way or the other, but just because it is a big day.
Yeah, but I also think, the fact that we spoke about the big change that happened in the middle of the park for the Rapid.
Oh, and here they come once more.
Just the fact that we mentioned that off the top of the matchup, right? To see her really come alive and show us exactly what it is that she's capable of. Bring that very dynamic front-footed mentality that she has and find the back of the net not once but twice and really contribute to this 5-2 lead that they're holding right now. It's great. It's great to see. And as you said, yes, of course, it's fantastic on her birthday. Makes things a little more fun. But overall, just the fact that she's able to exemplify her quality so early on in the season is very promising.
Absolutely. And so now it's how do you close out this game for both sides, Jess? And the Wild, far from being done yet, still plenty of time. But this has been it feels anyhow, a much more tilted second half for the Rapid. They've just continued to build on that success, possession and otherwise.
Well, you're going to compete to that final moment, right? You're not going to back down. However, this allows you to be more comfortable and to pick your moments as the Ottawa Rapid and keep that ball and just be comfortable playing along the back. Just really focus on your structure defensively and shut down any sort of Calgary Wild attack. But from Calgary's perspective, they need to be able to keep up that front-footed mentality and connect in the final third, be more brave in and around around the box, get those balls in the box and execute that final pass or that final shot.
Oh, here comes Bockham! What a stop from Dagenet. Oh my. We hear the official anyhow, but my goodness.
It's a great idea. Bockham not able to time her run. Just a little bit too over-eager from her. But Doherty Howard getting that ball and seamlessly playing that ball through to Bockham, who was attempting to make more of a diagonal run and time herself to stay on side.
We see our first substitutions for Calgary as Janaea Robertson leaves, and in comes Michaela Moore. We'll see her for the first time here in Season 2. Kaylee Books checking in while Michelle Romano steps off, and Romano has been so key for the Wild in this game. See what these changes can do. Of course, Moore, a big goal last season and scored the first franchise goal for the Wild. That was against Halifax. So both teams have made some substitutions here. In 4 unanswered goals by Ottawa to take this 5-2 lead in their home opener. A very special way to welcome back the home fans here in Season 2. If you're just tuning in, this is NSL presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Some long shadows on the pitch. Temperature holding steady around 8-9 degrees Celsius. And our second Seagull appearance. Doherty was looking for Bockham. She's tangled up with Lofthouse.
Saw Calgary early in the first half, really coming out in more of that high press, now choosing their moments, sitting in a little bit more of a block. But as you see, depending on where that ball is, each player choosing to step.
Golan, a nice ball. Harris, midfield. To Golan. Golan, bit of patience.
It's well done from Savitsky. Oh, excuse me, Bockham.
Stewart. Running it up, looking to play it ahead this time for Savitsky.
how active Bockham is becoming, making those runs defensively, doing the dirty work that needs to be done, but offensively just attempting to make herself big and dangerous, finding those spaces, getting on the ball, getting shots off, timing her runs.
And it goes off Golan. Nicola Golan from Toronto had 22 games played, but just 5 starts in year 1. Goal, 3 assists to show for it. Scott, the far side. In the 76th minute, Ottawa with a 5-2 lead over Calgary. There's been a slight drop in possession for the Rapid, now at just under 58%. They were hovering near 60 earlier in this match. Savitsky, some nice footwork, sends it back for Race. Moore with her first touch. Put the ball ahead for Stordy as we have another substitution coming into this match. Evie Pridham done for today. Assisted in that beautiful first-minute goal from Melanie Forbes as Jasmine Wilkinson. She played 6 minutes last match. She's in here in the 77th minute.
Well done from Hilton Horse.
Naomi Lofthouse. Played 56 minutes in 5 matches last season. She had the most minutes against Calgary, though. She played 30. She came in as a substitute in this match as well.
Bockham applying some high pressure as that ball gets away from Olivia Scott.
Bockham has been so busy, and Doherty Howard get ahead of Amano.
Nice touch.
And the Rapid to make it happen in transition. You're watching the NSL presented by BMO, the official bank of the Northern Super League. Bockham through for Moore. Moore puts it up in the air, a header. Some help from Kaylee Books. Kaylee Books was part of the earlier substitutions.
Seymour looking for that switch of play. There was a much easier option to just open up her body and look to her right, where you did have that space on the flank. Again, this right flank. Some opportunity for them to expose at moments. It's just a matter of being able to see that quickly. That switch of attack is absolutely on as well. But can they stretch the Ottawa Rapid? I keep saying that, but that back line just needs to be stretched out, and then they can find those seams, because the creation has been slowly coming along. We saw it come alive in that first half. In the second half, we're seeing moments of it. So can we see more of it? Can we see it come together? Can they be more relentless?
Savitsky to Stewart. Stewart driving, heading towards the net. Across this time. Doherty Howard got a touch on it.
It's well done from Harris. She's alert, she's ready, gets a foot on that. Doesn't allow Doherty Howard to get that shot on frame.
And there you see the shots so far in this match in the 80th minute. Ottawa with 10 total, 6 on target, 5 goals, 11 total for Calgary, 9 on target, and 2 to show for it. So we get another corner from Doherty Howard. It's up, looking for a header. Oh, and it's high from Storty.
That ball landing straight at Storty's feet. Can she stay over top? Can she lean forward, keep her chest down, and drive through that ball? She leans back, which just allows that ball to go over top of the bar and skies it a little bit.
Twice the delivery, finding Storty and her able to get something on it, but just unable to cash in. A tackle at the far side. Chu back up on her own power. Rapid with 1 goal here in the second half and nearly a steal. Oh, off the post. That was Melanhorst looking for her 3rd goal. Wow, and just like that, things can change so quickly. We're going to have some substitutions. Calgary Wild, as we'll see, Harvey, and then a debut here for Al-Assad. That is Shaden Al-Assad, a youth permit player. Al-Assad was born in Dubai, grew up in Calgary. She played for Canada's U15 team in 2022. Bockham, with a tremendous effort for Calgary, is done for the match. And Savitsky as well. So Bockham and Savitsky, who have been working so hard for this Calgary team.
You mentioned the debut of Al-Assad, and just to say, you know, Coach McSherry has mentioned in calls with her that she is somebody that is all for giving those youngsters a chance if she feels that they have earned it. And so every youngster that we're seeing out on the pitch, it's not just, hey, we're gonna give you this because we have nobody else. It's absolutely because they have earned the right to be there.
A chance from distance by Chu. That rolls wide to the near side, and yes, she's got a very people-first mentality. She talks about wanting deep, meaningful relationships with her players, and that includes development players. And again, the opportunities present themselves for those who've earned it. She's certainly not just handing them out more. The header back to Race. Oh, it's still alive. Of course, Ottawa's going to stay on top of it.
Polly Race frustrated, but that ball was not secured. Wilkinson almost able to get something out of that.
5 goals for the Rapid by 4 different scorers.
Good back pressure there from Wilkinson.
None of them named Pridham. Melanhorst with the feed, looking for Golan. Lofthouse. Golan tries to get it past Storty. Big collision, down goes Keelan Stewart. Lofthouse back for Liv Scott. Harris. Harris noticeable with those shoes, those cleats.
The Rapid not able to keep that in bounds.
Doherty throws in, finds Doherty Howard, and just like that, for another throw in, quick this time.
Amano also doing well to track Doherty Howard there, not allow any sort of turn.
Kayla Moore. Doherty Howard, there's Golan in that battle. Sends it across, Chu. Trying to get a step ahead was Wilkinson, but Moore controls the ball. There's the whistle.
It's Wilkinson offside earlier.
Fans chanting inside TD Place. What a home opener for the Rapid. 3-goal lead, plenty of cushion, and now it's how to close it out. For the Wild, a second half goal. Still within reach.
The situation that the Wild is in, it's all about, doing and focusing on what it is that you can control, so you can control your effort that you're bringing to that final moment. Whether the scoreline goes their way or not, you want to be able to walk away from this match and say, I gave it everything I could, and we're going to go on to the next. It's a next task type mentality. They can't focus on the fact that they're down by 3 goals, but instead just look forward and continue to do what it is that they've been doing, which is creating that attack.
Harris puts it up through the air, looking for Wilkinson.
Looks like Stordy might have got slightly winded by that ball that hit her in the chest off of Tilly James's clearance.
Scott finds Wilkinson. She looks to control the ball. Mellenhorst repossesses, slips it ahead. Nicola Golan in the box. Stordy with great positioning, getting in front.
So well defended from Stordy. She uses her body like an absolute pro in that moment, steps in between Golan and the ball and does not allow anything from it. Shields it out and ends up winning that foul in the end.
Ottawa up to 400 total passes in this game to 279 for Calgary. Good battle there from Al-Assad, getting her first touches in the NSL. Making her debut on the road.
Sadie Way very active. She does well to drop into that back line and get that ball and then get involved in the attack afterwards.
We have a substitution for Calgary as Keelan Stewart checks out, and in comes Clara Monk. Monk, who played just 1 minute last season. It's a big opportunity for number 88. She made her debut June 6th against Halifax, but she has no road minutes. This will be a first for Monk. Take the opportunity, clearly interim head coach Sinead McSherry. What a move by Golan as she feeds it to Mellenhorst. Golan! Oh my, can't finish, and of course Race getting a good touch on it.
See the technical ability of both Golan and Mellenhorst in that play. Golan looking to go near post there. She needs to be able to find that back post and slot that in the back of the net. But nonetheless, those are the moments where you see just how technical and just how talented these players are.
This is Ottawa's third corner of the match. Sadie Waite, her first season in the Northern Super League, signed a 2-year pro contract. First roster signing for 2026. And that'll do it for that corner. When we get there, there'll be at least 4 minutes of stoppage time as we do enter the 90th minute of this match. Ottawa well in hand here with that 3-goal lead. And Jess, what have you liked out of this Rapid team who knew they had a comfortable lead even just to start the half, 4-2, and then of course able to add to it?
Well, their mentality hasn't shifted off, which is great to see, and we spoke about their first performance last week not being their best, not being their most clinical, but also they looked a little disjointed, and we're not seeing that today. We're seeing a side that knows their role defensively. They're looking very confident offensively. We're seeing more people contribute to the attack. Obviously, as you said, DB Pridham was the name that we were seeing on the score sheet week in and week out. Not many other people contributing, whereas today we have 5 goals. DB not being on that score sheet, despite being someone who did play a big role in obviously getting her assist early on. But that's just what this is about. This season's about, you know, new players, new personnel. Mellenhorst having quite a day herself, right? This is what we wanted to see from her. Really excited to see how she continues to grow throughout the season. Exciting player, very technical, has great vision, and works very hard defensively. You see her get stuck in time and time again throughout this match, Daniela.
And there we are into added time. Contributions from so many. While DB Pridham, as you just said, just did not score, she did assist on that first goal in the match. And that really did set the tone. Of course, Calgary able to respond fairly quickly, back-to-back goals within a minute. Rapid finding room. Great play from Al-Assad.
The frustrating part for Calgary is that they have taken such great strides in their offensive creation this season in their first 2 matches in comparison to what we saw from them last year. However, it's very difficult to win games when there is just creation. There has to be the polishing of that final product. So that is what this team needs to focus on, and it's something that Coach McSherry's very aware of. She mentioned it. It's something they've been focused on and they've been trying, and the improvement that she's seen in these first 2 matches has been great. She, you know, attests that to the fact that they've been working so hard in preseason, but that final piece of the puzzle really needs to come together for them if they want to be able to see their name with those 3 points next to it.
Absolutely, and you said it, you know, you work hard in the off season, but it's how do you really test yourself against other NSL talent and other NSL teams that have also been somewhat reshaped. Ottawa has certainly put the league on notice here in the second week of what they are capable of when it comes to their attack. Team that did very well at TD Place last season too. Tough to play in Ottawa.
Shirt pull.
Now Amano trying to keep the ball in play. Ball's out of bounds. Storty looking to go for the throw-in, but it's Ottawa's ball. Lofthouse for Mellenhorst.
It's more of that technical ability on display.
See why she stood out so well collegiately at Pittsburgh and just what her ability has been able to do. Exciting player to watch for the Rapid this season. Al-Assad to push the ball ahead. Again, Harris so strong defensively. Catherine Harvey had no room. The Wild will have a corner here in this 4th minute of stoppage time. And to deliver, that's Doherty Howard. Still alive, Stewart. Trying to find some space in the penalty box here. Put it up from distance and a header attempt from Michaela Moore, but she goes down with heavy contact. Tough to see Moore in that discomfort. Just a big collision with Dagenet.
Moore with her eye on the ball, looking to get ahead on that. Same time, Dagenais looking to deny that opportunity. Looks like they just collided mid-air. Dagenais' fist to potentially Moore's head.
Well, we knew one team would come away. Oh, they can't even look right now. That is tough. I was going to say we knew one team would come away with the win because both these teams are coming off losses. For Michaela Moore, this is her first taste of NSL action this season, and at least able to get up on her own power, but she is going to head off. Don't anticipate too much longer in the matches. We're already deep into stoppage time. Welcome home, Ottawa. The Rapids secure their first victory in 2026 in the nation's capital. And how about Ottawa native Kira Mellenhorst with the brace and an assist in this 5-2 win over Calgary Wild FC.
We saw a lot of momentum shifts in this game. It was an exciting one. We saw Calgary come out on the front foot and create some opportunities. We also saw an Ottawa side that was not going to back down. They scored early and they were able to get that last goal in. Daniela, 5 goals is really impressive. Mellenhorst was definitely the star and the player of the match for me today. Her technical ability, her ability to contribute in the attack, whether, yes, 2 goals for her, but overall this Rapid side coming alive in the attack, and that's what we wanted to see from them. So that's a well done from them. Calgary Wild, just some things to work on in the attack. Can they find the back of the net?
Yeah, 4 unanswered goals, by the way, that Ottawa were able to put together. Florence Belzile with the game winner, and keeper Melissa Dagenais getting her first win of the campaign, making it 9 career victories for Dagenais. Here's how the stats played out through full time. 58.2% possession for Ottawa. You could see that throughout. They just had the control. Total shots, though, Wild. Jess mentioned it. Their attack had some moments, but on target, 6 to 8. Corners were dead even at 3 each. Fouls, Ottawa getting into a little bit more trouble than Calgary, and yellow cards as well. 1 assessed to Ottawa. As we now look to the standings, and Ottawa joins Halifax, Montreal, and Toronto now with 3 points in the standings, 1 victory each. Montreal, of course, will be back in action tonight, so this could shift and change, and we will see it change throughout the season as just 2 teams now without points in the standings. Tough road test for Calgary, of course, dropping their first 2 matches of the season. And there we see, kicking off shortly, Montreal Roses hosting Vancouver Rise, the reigning champions at Stade Boreal. So either Montreal goes up even further in the standings or Vancouver joins and adds some points to the table. So much shifting as always, and we're still so early on in this season, just week 2 of season 2. But how about this, a 5-2 victory for the hometown Ottawa Rapid. It was Melanie Forbes in the first minute, then Kira Mellenhorst, Florence Belzile, Kira Mellenhorst again, a birthday brace, and Chu Yo-Ju to cap it all off. A big team win for this team. On behalf of Jess Lisi, our entire crew, and the Northern Super League, I'm Daniela Ponticelli. 5-2, the final from Ottawa. Happy Pride, everyone. Until next time, thank you for watching.